Good afternoon, everyone. Chris Campbell here in the Clock and Watch Repair Shop. And today on the bench we have a 1960s Ez Holler Simon Walton anniversary clock. This particular clock came in from a customer. She said it had been running for a while and then it just quit. She did have it repaired about 2 years ago because it had stopped working. And so she took it to an amateur and it was working fine when she picked it up, and $200 later it quit. So we've already stripped down the movement from the case, and I've already taken the suspension or hairspring off in the bobs, and once I noticed, I can see why it quit working. These particular clocks are all made to run off of brass gears. That's what makes these clocks last so long. These particular clocks you can wind once every 365 days. That's why they're called anniversary clocks. And a lot of people will wind the clock on their anniversary and it's good to go till the next year. But whoever repaired it later ended up replacing the cannon pinion and the intermediate wheel with two plastic gears. And these two plastic gears is what is causing the clock not to work. Also, they replaced the verge with a plastic verge, which is a big no-no because that's one of the high wear points of any clock. So that's definitely going to need to be replaced. So what we're going to do is start to dismantle the clock. And the first thing I'm going to do is remove the bulb verge at the bottom. This is what the bulb usually will sit down on, and the suspension spring will come to it. Okay, we'll place those over there and place our screws here. The next step we're going to remove is the suspension bridge. This particular clock is made up of 45 different pieces, and they are very delicate pieces, especially the gears. The pinions are super small, so if one of them gets dropped or hit the wrong way, it can snap and break very easily. I've already let down the mainspring. Now we're going to remove the verge. I mean, that's just really bad to replace it with a plastic piece. All right, now for the front side, we're going to remove the ratchet spring. And it just comes off like so. Next we'll remove the ratchet. And that. And that is the ratchet. And the click, which should just come off. Sometimes you have to work these loose because sometimes the grease over time can cause them to stick. And that's exactly what it's doing. So we're going to leave that in place for right now. The next part we're going to do is remove the C-clamp. And let's see here, I'm going to use one of my other tools to get to there we go. All right, now we can remove the cannon pinion with just a little plastic piece, followed by the cannon arbor and this plastic intermediate wheel. Now, these two pins that are protruding through the plate are the most critical pieces. You do not want those to get hit, damaged, or broke. Because if you break those, then you've messed up the entire movement. All right, let's see. For safety reasons, yeah, I'm going to go through the back. So we're going to remove the back plate. And the mainspring is actually held inside of a barrel, and it's enclosed inside of a case. That's protecting it, and also it doesn't show the actual mainspring, since this is meant to be a polished and shiny clock for people to view. You just didn't want to have a clock where the mainspring is visible and takes away from the look of it. Right. And that is the back plate, nice and shiny. And this is the mainspring barrel, which holds the mainspring. That looks to be in good condition. We have our second wheel, and that one looks to be in good condition. And now we're going to take out our arbor, and this is the critical piece, and this one looks to be in excellent condition considering its age. Now for the fourth wheel. And the fifth wheel. So everything looks to be in good shape, and the escapement wheel that came out as we opened the plate. It does show a little bit of rust or pits, but nothing to be concerned about. We'll put that in the ultrasonic, clean it up, polish it up, and that is, make sure that doesn't, yes, actually they have that riveted in place, so that doesn't come off. That's kind of weird. But looking at the pivot holes, they're nice and shaped. They do not have any egging or edging showing wear, so that's a good sign. And for the back plate, the holes are all uniform. I do see a little bit of minor damage on the bottom of the plate where it looks like at one time somebody may have dropped it, because it's got a divot in, or dent in the plate. That may be explained why they had to send it off for repair, and whoever did the repair didn't have the right parts and ended up cutting plastic gears or printing them from a 3D printer is what it looks like. Either way, you don't ever put plastic gears in a clock that's meant for brass. That will definitely set you up for failure. So what we're going to do is go ahead and do a complete service of this movement. Replace the hairspring, do a full polishing of all the gears, cleaning, oiling, and then we'll put it back together and set the beat and adjustments. And this clock should run for another 50 to 60 years without a service. But anytime that you have any type of mechanical clock, it's always a good rule of thumb every 5 years to have it completely serviced, which details the complete cleaning, polishing, and oiling of all the parts. It's kind of like a car's engine. If you don't change the oil or keep it maintenance up, it's not going to run forever, and it will start to give you issues. Clocks are a lot the same way. If you don't take good care of your clock, it's not going to run forever. And so everything looks to be good. There's no play, so that's good. Alrighty, so that is the anniversary clock disassembly, and we're gonna go ahead and start working on it. If you need any clock repair, come see me at Campbell's Antique Clock and Watch Repair, 864-608-5095.